Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the first 4 figures Metroid Prime SAMUS ARAN 11-inch PVC painted statue. This is the light-up version. I think that makes it the exclusive edition. It doesn't have a special packaging or anything like that, so that would be the collector's edition, if memory serves. I don't normally buy statues, but I like Nintendo property, and they don't have a lot of product, so I figured, what the heck? I might as well get this one. And there's some stuff to really like about it. It's pretty cool. It's a PVC statue, so it's not super expensive. It is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store if you want to check it out. There's a link in the description below. But it's not the best thing in the world either. There's some good and some bad. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is show you my package. It is a big package because it is an 11-inch statue, so it has to be appropriately sized. And it's a good package. You can see the figure front and center, so if you wanted to display it in the box, you could do that if you're an in-box collector. See the game render right there, which looks pretty good, like better than the statue itself, unfortunately, but that's generally the way it goes. A little bit there, side and top windows are nice, and then the back, it shows you some details, I guess. I don't know. Like, this one's okay, sure, but why are they showing us the back of the calves? That's a strange one. I don't know. But then you get to see the figure there, which is actually a pretty accurate version. So, that's nice. Decent packaging. Decent packaging. Alright, let me set this aside. And then we'll talk about this. This will be a different sort of review because, obviously, it is not an action figure. It is a static figure, which makes it a statue. Okay, let's just move the camera a little bit like that. That'll do. Okay, so this figure stands, it's supposed to be 11 inches. Does that include the base? I'm guessing it does, and it does. So it is almost exactly 11 inches with the base, which makes it about 27 centimeters. If you wanted to take it off the base with some modification, I'll show you that in a second, you're looking at about 9 1/4, roughly. Here it is up against a Marvel Legends figure, just for comparison. There you go. Alright, so I think I will take it off the base for the review, but I'll let you know. Like I said, this is the light-up version, so we have some differences here that you might not see on the regular one. So let me get it off, and then we'll just look at it up close. Because if it doesn't look good, what's the point, right? But first I'll show you this. This is why you can't just have it standing. You're going to have to modify it. You have to chop those things off, which means it's not going to light up anymore, because it needs this to light up. But if you chop those off, I'm guessing it could stand. It seems to be in a pretty balanced pose. So if you wanted to just have a SAMUS that looks like it's a figure that can stand on its own, you probably could make it that. So the paint job on this thing, it's a PVC figure, PVC statue, which is a lower end statue. It's not resin or polystone or anything like that, but it looks good. And I don't mind the material it's made out of as long as it's well painted and well sculpted. And the sculpt is definitely sharp enough. I mean, as action figure people, we collect PVC all the time, and we know they can do good sculpts, and they did here. And the paint job is really clean, mostly. You can see the detail work throughout. It looks very, very nice. I have no real complaints about it other than QC type stuff, which would be noticeable like down here on the boot. You can see that the shading, the darker paint, is not there, so that's no good. But that does lead me to this part. It's a good transition. We do have shading throughout on the orange parts. Very noticeable on the shoulder pads. Looks good. It's maybe not as uniform as it could be, and there's a little bit of orange peel kind of going on up here. I don't know how noticeable that'll be for people that aren't doing a review. But yeah, it still looks really good. We have some silver dry brushing going on the black parts. Maybe the yellow could be a little bit different. This yellow seems kind of dull. But yeah, it looks really solid. Other than those QC issues like right there, I am very pleased with the way this looks. It'll look great on the shelf. If you have the version that doesn't light up, the green spots are going to look different, including the visor. I don't know how different they look because I don't have the version that doesn't light up. So I'm torn. Let's do a question of the day. Are you guys into the things that light up or not? And I'm asking that because I am generally for things that light up. That looks really cool. But they always look less cool when they're not lit up because they don't have the same paint or whatever. So in this case, it looks good enough. The visor is a little bit pale, but when it lights up, it looks really good. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right now, but the face is in there. Samus's face is in there. It's super hard to tell when it's not lit up. I don't know how that looks, like I said, on the version that doesn't light up. Trying to catch it. You can kind of see it in there. So I'll show you it lit up in a minute. But let's continue talking about how it looks. I think it looks good. I think the pose is good enough I think they could have done a little bit more of a dramatic pose. They do give you the alternate arm, and I'm not sure if the standard version comes with that, but this one does. So you can swap this arm out and she puts it on her hip, and then you have more of like the classic SAMUS pose. I just wish this was like, maybe you could rotate the arm a little bit or something so that you can get the arm away from the figure, because any pose, any angle that you look at it from, other than basically right here or this way, you can't do it. I'd like the arm to be farther to the side, but whatever. The pose is the pose. So it's okay. And I guess I can just show you this. We'll pop this off real quick. And I do want to talk about the base before we light it up. So we pop that off. Get this in here. It's kind of annoying. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so I don't like the hand placement too much either. I think it's a little bit too far forward. It doesn't look like she's resting her hand on her hip. It looks like she's grabbing the front of her thigh, or upper thigh. It's not bad. Like, that's the pose people are familiar with, so that's okay. I'm just not thrilled with it. I think it could have been a little bit better, but it's still pretty good. So, let's take this back off, and then I'll talk about the base briefly, and then we'll talk about the light up feature briefly, and then we'll be done because it's just a statue. I think I would go with that, honestly, just because the hand on the thigh doesn't look right to me. Okay, so let's talk about the base. The base is nicely done. It's nice and heavy. It's kind of a glossy metallic red with the satin silver. Looks fine. Then we have the gunmetal around here. It's not the fanciest thing in the world, but it's okay. It does have USB right here for charging or for lighting. You can just power it directly through there. Unfortunately, when it's powered up, this LED glows a bright green, which is ridiculously bright. Like, it'll light up the whole area behind SAMUS, which is maybe good, but maybe not. Maybe you don't want that. So you might want to put some tape on that or something. There is a power switch right here to turn it on and off. However, when you plug this in, if you press hard enough, it activates the power switch, which is weird. So just be aware of that. It does have a compartment for a battery, but it does not come with the battery or the USB-C charging or power cord. So you have to provide either of those things if you want it to light up. The battery is an 18500. I don't have any of those on hand. They're cheap. They're usually used in like lawn lights that are solar powered. So you can get a couple for like $10. Doesn't come with one though. So in order to use this thing with the lights, you have to just plug it into a phone charger, which I'm sure most of you have USB-C by now. But it sucks that the special edition, that the special feature is that it lights up, doesn't light up right out of the box. And that's a shipping thing, I'm guessing, because rechargeable batteries are a problem. But still, it's something to note. So there it is. It's on the base. It does look nice. Like, I definitely think it's worth every penny of the, I think it's $150. Check the link below to make sure. But it's worth it for sure. It's just not as good as it could be, I think, because of the limitation in posability. Like, if you, just because this, I think you should be able to rotate the arm. And that would help. Like a semi-posable or even an interchangeable arm on that thing would have gone a long way. I'm not sure that it would have cost that much more to give you an extra option there. But it does look really good. I'm happy to have it, other than the QC issues. I've ordered another one to see if I can find one that's a little bit better. Oh, I just noticed on this knee the paint is kind of funky too. So First Four Figures makes really good stuff, and maybe their higher end stuff is better, but it's not as good as I would like it to be because statues already cost, I think, more than they should. And this, it's just not quite the level of finish I wanted it to be. Okay, so anyway, let me go ahead and plug it in. I don't think you're going to be able to tell what it looks like lit up with the lights on, but we'll try. So let me grab my cord over here. It would have been nice if they made it a AA. I've got all kinds of lithium batteries, except for the 18500. Don't have that. So that green light is very, very bright. You can't tell. Well, I guess you probably can. It's very bright without the studio lighting. And then, let me see if I can get it to turn on. And that's the other thing, is this is lit up whenever it's plugged in, not only when it's on. So I don't care for that either. I'm not getting it to activate. It was, oh, it did. It is activating. You can see. I'm not using the power switch to do that. I'm using the cord. So yeah, a little bit higher finish quality would be nice. So that's what it looks like with the studio lighting. I guess you can tell that it's lit up some. They did a pretty good job with the lighting, I have to say. I like that. I'm going to turn the lights off, but I wanted to just try to show you the face like this and see if it works. I think maybe you can see it a little bit. There you go. Because I don't know how well it's going to work with the lights off. But we're going to try. Let's turn off some of the lights and see how well this shows up. Alright, let's try the side lights first. And I guess the top lights too, but leave the room lights on so we have some. Yeah, I guess that gives you a better idea. You can see the lighting. It's pretty good. The lighting in the gun is decent, though I think not as good as it could be. It's a lot less bright, but it's fine. It does light up along the sides and through here. And of course the tip. Alright, and then on the body, it's still pretty good. You can see they did a decent job. These guys don't light up, unfortunately. I think it would have been really cool if they got... Do they? They do. They're just really dim. Alright, well, so some of them... Okay, the reason I thought they don't light up is because if you look right here... Come on, camera. Follow me. If you look right here, you can't see them lit up at all. And that's because of the camera settings right now. But it's a good example because you can see this one. Come on. I don't have my camera set up for low light because I can't do low light and highlight at the same time. You can see this one over here is lit up. This one down here, you can barely tell it's there. I don't know if you can at all. So the lighting is not even throughout the shoulder, but they do light up, so I'll take that. There's a good example. That one's very bright. These side ones are super bright, but then some of the other ones aren't. So in person, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. It's hard to light this kind of thing, but I wanted to show you the face. For 150 bucks, it's a steal, I think. But that doesn't mean we can't say what's not great about it and what is great about it. And come on. There we go. So you can see her face in there. When it's powered on, it looks pretty good. It's still not bright enough though. The green doesn't light up enough. It's okay, but the visor is not bright enough if you ask me. Especially given that all of the other parts in some areas are really bright. Like down here on her ankles, super bright. And I don't know if that's the drop-off. Do they have voltage drop-off in a 11-inch run? They shouldn't. I guess they could be running really fine lines, and so the power's not getting through to up here and up here and up here, or if it's just the LEDs they're choosing to use. It's really hard to say, there's no way to say. But it looks good. It's just not great. Don't expect it to be a $1,000 statue. It's 150 bucks with lights. So I think it's fine. It is definitely fine. If you're into this sort of thing, grab it. I like it a lot. I think you will, but it's not going to be more than it is. And you should go into it expecting that because it is only 150 bucks at 11 inches with a good sculpt, good paint, and LEDs throughout. So hopefully that's helped you guys at least a little bit decide if you wanted to get one of these things. I will be reviewing the gravity suit one whenever it comes out. If they'll send me a review sample, I'm going to review Ridley, the light up Ridley. I want that one a whole bunch, but it's way expensive and I'm not going to buy it. So I guess I might buy the not light up one. I don't know. We'll see. But there it is. That's the SAMUS figure SAMUS statue, static figure from First Four Figures. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it for me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.